You are watching Access LaPorte County, Channel 97. Coming up next is the May 3rd meeting of the Michigan City Tree Board. You can find more information for this meeting at www.accesslaportecounty.org.
All right, I would like to call to order this Wednesday, May 3rd meeting of the Michigan City Tree Board. Roll call, please. Maura?
Dennis Britton.
Here.
Angie Nelson Deitch, no.
No.
Betsy Elsesser, no. Laura Henderson, yes. James Melowitz,
Yes, here.
Mary Nell Murphy, no. Tim Werner,
Yes, present.
and Dahlia Ziegitz, no. Okay,
There are 4 of us present, so we do have a quorum, correct?
anyhow,
Okay.
I think so.
All right. Minutes for April 5th, 2023.
Didn't get him.
I didn't get them, so
I walked in
I was
to
gonna
the
ask-
office and Carrie looked at me and said, "Oh, I still have to do the minutes. I'll try to get them to you," but she didn't.
Okay, so we will table that. I guess I should ask, do I have a motion to table the minutes for next month?
So,
So,
Do I have a second? Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, we take it tabled till next meeting. All right, Secretary Treasurer's report and claims for April 2023. Maura, what do we have?
I just passed some of it out, but passed out some more. And this is our donation fund, but it's not broken down, so I need to talk to them about that.
and what are the year-to-date expenses for the purchase of the sapling?
Sir,
The
Year-to-date expenses.
is that for the purchase of the saplings?
I don't think so.
That should be in here. Where is that?
It might be on the, tree donations thing, but it's not broken down, so I don't know.
Okay, so we're not
But I
sure,
think-
but
I think we
that's where it will come from then.
I think we sent that and probably at least some of the printing to that fund. But. So, budget-
Did we get any donations from the event last week?
We forgot to put up a thing.
Well, we won't forget that
So that will not be
Saturday.
forgotten.
I tell you, there was a mob there from
Yeah.
1 to,
That's what I hear. There are people
From
waiting
12
to buy.
oh,
yeah.
Trees.
yeah, and we were hopping. And they were,
Really?
some of them were
Wow.
a little bit nasty. Not to me, but that's what I heard from some of the other staff.
Okay, well, do I have a motion to approve the budget performance report and statement of cash position?
And so,
Do I have a second? All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. No opposition, so good, that passes.
does anybody want a copy of the agenda?
Yeah, I did, please.
Okay, communications, Laura, do we have any communications this month?
Just a casual thing that Nicole is trying to make sure that the fund gets established so that she can use it to have trees, and that's for when there's fines for developers who slash trees in contrary to the ordinance. So,
Yeah, I had talked with her about that on Friday, and I've also talked with Skylar York about that, so that is one thing that will be in the budget discussions for coming up here next month, is to identify exactly more appropriately in all of our ordinances where the
Yeah.
money goes and how it can be spent.
Yes.
Since it shows we're collecting these fees, but it doesn't really say, and fines, but it doesn't really say where it comes
Here it
back
comes
to
to the general
the board
fund,
to pay. So we're getting that taken care of.
How much money is that?
Oh,
It can be a good bit of money.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it varies depending on how many fines for people who are cutting too many trees and things like that.
So this is money that the city is taking in for tree fines
Violations and things, yes.
that is supposed to come to the tree board?
Well, it has never really been identified as to where
It was
should.
never clarified
Yeah.
in the ordinance.
So we're going to get that clarified in the ordinance from this point forward.
Clarified.
And it will hopefully then be coming to the tree
It will
board.
be showing up in our
Well, to the
cash
forest.
position, yes.
Approximately
To her department, basically, for us to spend on trees. Imagine that.
Tree event, okay. And so we're talking tens of thousands of dollars or?
It could be.
Could be.
Yeah, yeah. Could be.
Some of the fines can be up to 25.
Wow.
Yeah, 2,500, I think was max, wasn't it?
This is.
A lot. I thought that's what all it was.
With all these crooked people in town.
How did we find this money? Or who found this money, or what, how did this
Well,
transpire?
We've known it's been collected. We just wanted it to be collected and identified as coming back to buy trees for the city, not just in the general fund. So that's what it's been doing. So now it's gonna be more permanently identified as coming back
Nicole,
for our
are you
tree.
gonna make it to our meeting, tree board meeting?
Does that require a change of ordinance?
It's underway right now.
Yes. Just a modification of lines of where
It's
the
Wednesday.
fees go, to what department.
not
and
switch.
So
Who's gonna sponsor that ordinance?
we need to kind of talk about that if he wants to go to the budget meetings, but it'll probably be Angie who does it.
Yeah. That's a significant development.
We're having some communications going on right now.
Where is our forester?
There was thought about moving it, but when I sent out the agenda, it was tonight. Okay. Yeah. Okay, okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, like I said, I can come over there, but it'll be half an hour.
She's in Newport.
That's right. She doesn't need to come.
Okay, you can stay in
We've
Newport.
got next month.
We'll get you next month.
Yeah, will we ever?
Sorry.
Okay.
Like I said, I thought it was tonight, and then I just had it on my.
Okay. Okay. We'll see you soon. Take care. Bye.
So
Okay, so our
why is she not here?
forester is busy with
She got it on her
something.
calendar for tomorrow.
But before I left last night, I said, I'll see you tomorrow at the meeting. Oh, that's right, we got a meeting tomorrow.
Well,
We're getting
please.
not a good start to her tenure here.
I'm not gonna give her any demerits for
No.
I'm not either.
first
I'm very
meeting.
excited.
We were all kind of up in the air as to what it would.
Yeah, there was a
happen
lot of
anyway.
back and forth
Trying to
about
figure
it.
out who can make it, who can't.
Yeah.
So I said, let's just keep it in the same date. There's not a lot we need to act on, so even if we
Right,
don't have a
yeah.
quorum, it's fine. All right, committee reports would pretty much be for our forester, but do we have any particular committee reports that you want to bring up?
Well, we should talk about the monthly farmers market thing.
That
Yeah.
is happening next
This
weekend,
Saturday.
yes. This
Well-
coming Saturday.
This Saturday, right?
But it starts at 8 or 9? I don't remember when they
8.
start, because I've been there at 8 and there hasn't been
8.
anybody there before.
Yeah.
Oh, there's people there at 8. It depends on the weather.
Well, good luck finding me there at 8.
Right.
Well, I'm not
Good luck.
looking for you.
You want to see me
I will be
before
there at
9
8.
o'clock in the morning.
And will you be there at 8?
I will be there at 8. I will probably be there beforehand. I gotta get my tree and talk to Nicole about making sure the trees can get there. Right now, last time I talked to her, when I got back from Pittsburgh, she said she had the trees in her car, but she was gonna get them out and get them watered and take care of them this week, and she'll probably bring them. I told her I can pick them up if need be, so I'll talk to her
Yeah.
here before the weekend comes and get everything set. But I've gotta get my table back, which wasn't used because we had other tables there, I guess, at
Yeah, and
Give
it's
away.
so heavy.
Yeah, it isn't.
I didn't feel like carrying it upstairs. I didn't think I could. I don't think I could lift it. That table is currently at City Hall.
That's what she said. Yep, that's what she said. So I'll take
Where
her
are
on.
the trees at this time?
The trees are at Nicole's.
Okay.
So she got them out of the car. She's watering them and taking care of them until we get them back to the farmer's market on Saturday.
Okay.
And I think, we're doing our thing this Saturday, and then the monthly thing will probably start next month, so.
Yeah, we'll be there. The tree board will have representation at the first farmer's market of each month through October, I guess.
Right,
So,
May through October.
yep, so we will be there.
Are we establishing it as the first?
It'll be the
Saturday?
first Saturday of each month, yes.
Right. Okay.
Same as last year.
I didn't think we had anything set for last year,
Yeah.
whatever it was.
Well, we were there the first Saturday last year, yeah.
Pretty much.
Okay, so tree giveaway, we talked
So
about that.
do you think it would be possible to have Nicole attend this meeting via phone? Given that so that we can talk with her about these various issues?
Tonight, you mean?
Right now.
I don't know, what did she say she was doing? I think if she's in LaPorte, she's just not available, so.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, if we have anything particular, we can call her.
Yeah.
But I don't see a need for her to attend by phone unless we have.
I mean, she's aware of what's going on Saturday. We
Oh,
can
yeah.
all chat Saturday. Are you gonna be able to
She
make
was
it?
there,
Saturday, okay. Yeah.
she was there most of
Giveaway was
last Saturday. She was a very active participant. Do we have the proclamation for you to read, President?
I do not have it. Our vice president has it.
Okay, okay.
I gave it to her at our last meeting I was at, so if I can get a copy of it though.
And Becky on
Since it was 11 by 17, I did make a copy of it, I think. No, I did not.
How formal is this proclamation?
It is a formal proclamation by the mayor of Michigan City every year to make the last Saturday of April official Arbor Day for Michigan City. He
Okay,
did it.
Oh, the first Saturday of May.
I think it was the last April because we did the library a year ago and we did this at Krieger. So our Arbor Day was the last Saturday of April and then we started giving away trees after that. So it was, I don't remember the date of April in 22, but April of 23 was last Saturday, was our proclamation. So it's got the gold seal on it from City Hall, and so we have that proclamation. We use that for the community tree grant application. We need to have that as part of the
right.
NERC grant. So we've got one from last year. Dahlia actually might have, because she put in the application. So I think she's got those. So. But now we'll need to do one again for next year, which hopefully our forester will be able to move forward with getting from this point
So
on.
is Nicole's title forester or arborist?
Arborist.
Well,
I'm calling her forester arborist and everything like that.
yeah, it depends.
Yeah.
I mean, they put it as arborist,
Who put it where? As
human
resources.
But in the ordinance, she's referred to
As
as
a forester.
Forester.
Yeah,
So I'm calling her both.
yeah.
Just say, here's our city arborist / forester. It saves a lot of further discussion, I think. Just say,
Yeah.
okay, she's both.
Okay.
Any other committee reports?
Well, I have questions about this U.S. Forestry Service Urban and Community Forestry Grant, given that the deadline on it is a month away and it's a hugely important thing for the city.
Now,
I
there
would
was
like
some
to-
talk about meeting.
I would like to know where we are on the process of getting this applied for, and Nicole is the linchpin of that whole process.
Would you like to set up another meeting here before that month is out for us all to get together and talk. We can set up a special meeting to discuss this item together as a group.
Why don't we, well, I think we ought to get her on the phone right now, if she's available.
We can try. Being the kind of guy, I probably wouldn't answer the phone and say, oh my God, I talked to you people already.
Right.
Well, do we need to have a working meeting of some
Well,
sort?
there was talk about such a meeting
Yeah.
last week.
There was talk, and then I didn't hear anything
I
further.
didn't hear anything either. Personally,
About
it's
it.
kind of,
None of us did, and I wasn't gonna be around since I've been to Pittsburgh, so I didn't. I figured we have a forester, let her deal with it.
Right,
Arborist.
a forester arborist. But it's a lot of money, and it's a very important thing for the city to make sure this happens.
I'm available 2 weeks from today, on Wednesday evening, 2 weeks from now. Otherwise, I've got redevelopment commission next week or sanitary district board the week after. So next week is like or 2 weeks is my open week.
When is the deadline for that?
Hello, you reached the voicemail inbox of Nicole Messinger. Leave me a message and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Thanks a lot.
Oh, she's a very wise person.
At the tone, please record your message.
Just
When you're finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for
What
more
I wanna
options.
know.
To leave a callback number, press 5.
hi Nicole, it's Laura again. We were wanting to hear,
She's maybe trying to pick up.
she's calling.
Yeah, she screened her calls.
Nicole?
Yes.
Hi. We wanted to, an update on.
Tell her you have her on speaker.
Yeah, we have you on speaker.
Good.
And we would like an update on the U.S. Forestry grant.
Yes. Well, I'm so disappointed that I'm so dumb. I'm so sorry. I had a meeting on Monday with the Student Conservation Association, like regional directors. And they want to partner with Michigan City. And so they're going to write a full-time crew into their request, okay? So we don't have to ask for the money to pay them. And then they're also going to put in the money for the trees that they will plant. So
Wow.
the number of trees that a full-time Student Conservation Association crew can plant and water and maintain and do all the things is 500 a year. So they're going to ask for 500 trees, or the money for 500 trees per year in Michigan City for 4 years. They start planting the second year, which is actually fine, because the first year
Plant more than
I
we
want to
can.
update our inventory and then have our management plan,
Yeah,
right, so that
repeat
they
it
have
for one
something
day.
to work from. So they'll start in Michigan City in year 2, and then they'll plant 500 trees per year for year 2, year 3, year 4, and year 5. So that'll all be in their grant, which is nice. So our grant right now, excuse me, I have the money in there for the inventory update and the plan, which I am just kind of threw a guess in, because I don't really quite know what that's going to be, but I do have a meeting scheduled tomorrow with Phil Graff. I don't know if you know him, but he is Great Lakes Urban Forestry Services or something like that, but he's in LaPorte County. And he's going to sit down with me and give me some estimates for cost. But I'm guessing around $150,000 for that. So that's what I have in there for that. I'm putting in funding. I think I put in something like $5,000 a year for things like website, publications, graphic design, that kind of postage if we need to mail out postcards or
Nicole,
or stuff like that. Yes.
could I interrupt you for a second? This
Yes.
is Jim Melowitz, and I'm speaking to Nicole, our new forester arborist, on the phone, just for the people who might be watching this on video today. My first question is, what is the deadline for applying for this grant?
It's June 1.
And do you have a proposal at this point that you've put together for this grant, the application that can be circulated to the board so we can read what it is you're talking about here?
I didn't catch all that, Tim.
Can you send us information on this grant so we can all kind of review it?
Well, I don't mean general information, I mean what you're just telling us right now about so much money for this and so much money for that, and 150 or 500 trees per year and all these details. Could we get something in writing to each of us on the board so we have a chance to review it and ask intelligent questions about it at some point before June 1?
Oh, yeah, of course, absolutely. I don't have, so the thing that I've been waiting for, before I really full-blown started writing the narrative and everything, is the question is, it was a bit unclear. So the request for, or the notice of funding, states that if 100% of the benefits of your program will occur in the disadvantaged areas, then there's zero match requirement, okay? So I wasn't sure if that meant that we could then work outside of the disadvantaged areas if we had match, or if that meant that if you do anything outside of the disadvantaged areas, now you have to match every dollar for dollar that you request. So I was waiting for U.S. Forest Service to clarify that. They clarified that Monday. So the answer to that question is you have to work 100% in the disadvantaged census tracts to get a match waiver. If you intend to work outside of the disadvantaged census tracts, you have to submit a separate proposal to work in that census tract that's not considered disadvantaged. So now that I have that information, I can really start writing this narrative and figuring out exactly how we're gonna, approach it.
So how are you going to approach it? Are we going to be approaching it just in disadvantaged areas then? Or what is your thought?
Yeah, I think that's probably the most prudent thing to do. It kind of makes it very clean and simple, and then we don't have to have any match.
How much of the city is disadvantaged area according to their criteria?
It is everything in the city with the exception of Edgewood.
Well, so most of the city.
Almost, I would say 95.
Yeah, I would guess 95%, yeah.
And how much money is it that you were going to be applying for? $1.5 million?
No, since SCA is going to be putting all of the trees, which was like that's like $300,000 worth of trees or something, into their request, that is, taking out a lot. So right now, I have, I'll send you guys the budget when it's complete, but right now, I've got about $400,000 in there.
Wait a minute, there's a big difference between $1.5 million and $400,000. Please explain me why the difference.
Well, $1.5 million was where I had a working budget where I was working with like a crew and all the trees, and we were putting it. I was working with the park department to put some of their projects in there. So I have not. None of this is firm or the end thing. Like I said, as I get more information, I'm making better decisions about what we need. But that's just kind of it's my running budget. Did I answer the question?
No, not really. I do not understand. Who is writing this? Are you writing it, or is someone else writing this? You keep referring to another organization. I'm missing something here.
I'm writing it.
Okay.
The other organization is Student
SCA is-
Conservation, yeah.
Yeah, Student Conservation is also writing a grant. And they're
Yeah,
gonna
they're
work with
putting it.
us.
Okay, so I'm sorry, maybe that was not clear. So
Yeah.
the Student Conservation Association is a nationwide organization. They have existing crews now in Gary, Hammond, East Chicago, and Whiting is where they're currently working. They want to have a crew in Michigan City. And since they're going to be putting in a request for many millions of dollars to continue those crews across the Northwest Indiana region that they've already got going. It made more sense as we talked through it for them to just expand the amount of their requests and put the Michigan City crew into theirs, because they're that's their program, right? So it makes, instead of me putting it into our funding request and then me like transferring them, like they would invoice us or something, I don't know. It seemed very complicated to do it that way. So they're putting in a request to continue the work that they're already doing in Northwest Indiana, and then expand into Michigan City. They already have this model that works. It's a 5-person crew with a leader. They have vehicles, they have tools, they have, they pay the kids, they have recruiting, models. So they go into the P&W and Ivy Techs and all that sort of thing and recruit. They have a public outreach component built in, so they do like volunteer planting days and that type of thing. They work with the neighborhood organizations. So it seemed to make sense as we talked through this to just have them include Michigan City in their proposal.
So how much of our $1.5 million that is the maximum that Michigan City can apply for is being allocated to the Student Conservation Corps?
The maximum we can apply for is $50 million.
$50 million.
That's the maximum amount. The range, the minimum amount is 100,000, and the maximum amount is 50 million. That's the range.
That's a range.
Of requests.
Okay.
Yeah.
The bigger the number, the less likely we are to get it, though, of course.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, right now, so the way I understand it is they're going to put out a second notice of funding. So this one is for anybody nationwide. So what we're expecting to see in this round is you're going to see the big, like Student Conservation Association, or the Morton Arboretums, and the bigger, Chicago Regional Trees Initiative, that kinds of thing, that have these really large programs, that they're going to go first. And then a lot of the smaller, municipalities and things are going to wait for the second one. This is just, a guess, but then the second one is going to they're going to distribute the money directly to the state. So then that money will come from DNR. So that's like that CUF grant that you guys got before, the Community Urban Forestry. So they're probably going to stick the money the next round through the state is probably what that'll be. So but that was just sort of speculation. We know there'll be a second round. But yeah, right now we might be competitive if we had a compelling reason to ask for $50 million,
So you are going to ask for 400,000? Is that the number you put out there earlier?
That's where my working budget is right now.
And the maximum you can ask for is $50 million
Yeah, that's the maximum.
for a city of this size?
For any project can be a maximum of $50 million, yeah.
Okay. And
I don't know what we would do how we would do that.
And the 400, I seem to remember a number of $1.5 million from some email that you sent out.
Yep, that's when I was thinking that we were going to include the trees and the Student Conservation Association crew and all that stuff in our funding request, but like I said, we decided we are not going to do that.
So how much?
This is just some trees, because I do want to include trees that, enough money for trees that, I don't know, contingencies. We have an emergency tree that gets cut down, and
how much?
Maybe there's trees that we need to replace, or I don't know. I want to have a little bit of money in there so we can purchase some trees outside of Student Conservation Association. So I have a little bit of money in there for that.
How much money is being allocated to the Student Conservation Corps for Michigan City?
I'm not sure how they're going to make that request, because since they're making it as part of a larger request, they're going to have probably some economies of scale, right? I don't know what they're going to ask for.
But that doesn't affect how much money you can ask for the city of Michigan City.
To work with them?
It doesn't affect how much money you're going to ask for in this grant. for the city. And you're coming up with a budget of 400,000, which is apparently the amount that you want to ask for based on the number of trees you think is doable and appropriate, which is 500 a year for 4 years.
It doesn't include, a large part of that budget is the tree inventory update and a management plan.
And how much of the budget is for that purchase?
I think I put 150,000 in there for that. I'm gonna have a better number on that after tomorrow.
All right, I think we I think we really need to see something in writing here on the board that outlines what your proposal is, what the options are, what sort of policy guidance we as a board could possibly give on this in terms of prioritizing different things, in terms of amounts and what the money would be allocated for.
I'm thinking if we might do well to have a special meeting.
I think so too.
Oh, yeah.
Sounds like we need it.
But would this be a meeting that would have to be in person, or could we be via Zoom on this? Would it be an official meeting of the
It
board?
would be an official meeting, so in person.
It would have to be in person. I can be here the 26th through the 29th, I think, but I think that might be cutting this a little bit close.
That is, no,
Yeah, I would think, can you make it on Wednesday the 17th?
Maybe.
We'll need to see if this room's available as well. Dennis, does that seem reasonable at this point, a couple of weeks from now?
Yeah, as long as it's not 2
Nicole?
Wednesdays in a row.
Yeah, what do you think, Nicole, a couple of weeks from today on the 17th, try to get together again?
I think that's fine. Like I said, I'm gonna have a better idea about just some cost estimates for inventory and stuff after tomorrow. There is a city council meeting, I think is the 16th. Does that sound right to
That
everybody?
sounds
Yeah.
right, yep.
So the 16th, so I have to go in front of the council and ask them permission to apply for this as well.
Right.
Just permission, I don't have to give them, I mean, it's not I'm sure they're gonna ask me questions like you guys are, which is fine, but it's just a resolution to
Allow you to proceed.
allow me to proceed,
Right.
yeah. Right. So if you want to, I don't know how that factors in, if you would like to try and do something before that or after that, I don't think it probably makes a difference in terms of the council.
I'll try to attend the meeting at the 16th just to be there as support.
That'd be great.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yep. But I think it's the 17th at our usual time we'll get a special meeting.
I don't know if I'll be able to attend. I don't have my calendar with
Okay,
me.
and I put out, I mean, I've sent you guys the link to the notice of funding opportunity, so there's a lot of information in there. And then if you want to look at like how I'm determining what's considered disadvantaged, there's that map link, and you can click on each census tract and it'll explain to you if it is considered disadvantaged or not, and what the metrics were to determine that.
Yeah,
They're not quite the same, right? Some of them's income, some of them's health, some of them's, whatever, so.
the more information you can get to us, the earlier to review prior to our meeting on the 17th will be the better, okay?
Yeah, well, you guys have all of that already. What you don't have is just the grant itself.
Right.
I have not started on the narrative part of it at all. What I've basically done so far is just put in just the basics, contact information, which Tim, you should get. I put you as the secondary contact, so you probably got, I would think, got an email saying that you're on the grant application.
I have not seen anything yet.
That was like last week. I'll check on that. So they just sent me an email saying, you're in the system, basically nothing. I mean, that was kind of it.
I think the Student Conservation Association, Laura, was the group that was there doing the exhibition on planting the tree in NERC, right?
Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah, so they had a
Yeah, they
group
seem
of,
pretty well organized.
they were very well
Taking
organized.
care of business, yes.
So yeah, they
that's what
planted a few
do.
trees
So
around
and
NERC
that's the
to
kinds
show
of
us all how to
things,
plant
too.
the
I mean,
trees
that's
for
why it's
the
just
community
like
crossing
really
acting
exciting
grant
to work with
trees.
them. And that's the kind
Okay.
of stuff so they can do, you know, they can have them put on a workshop, a community workshop, or,
Yeah.
you know, go to you know, the Earth Day thing, the sustainability thing, you know, stuff like that. And that's part of their program. So it's,
Awesome.
yeah, it's really exciting.
Mhm.
And they're excited too because Michigan City has been a place they wanted to work for a while, but they haven't had, I guess, like the contacts and, you know, somebody to kind of work with. So this is good.
Okay. Anything else, Jim, right now?
No, I'll have more questions after
Yes.
I see the proposal and how it's, you know, what's in it.
All right.
I am concerned, though, that we have a very fast approaching deadline, and we have, by your description, Nicole, a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to secure substantial, as in very substantial, money for the planting of trees here in Michigan City. And I want
Yes.
to be sure that we do everything possible to maximize that and take advantage of that and do everything possible to make sure, you know, to ensure that we actually get the money. That's the bottom line here. And
Yeah,
so,
I agree.
Yep.
Yeah, I agree. And I mean, like I said, if if you guys, I mean, have things that you're aware of that I'm only, you know, I'm approaching week 3 in this position. So, I'm working
What is
with
taking
what I
you
have.
so long? Jeez. I said, what's taking you so long?
I'm trying, you guys, I'm trying. You know, so I'm using those maps, in the metrics, and like I said, I'm gonna have that meeting with Bill tomorrow. I'll get more information from him just as far as costs. I finally got Jessica's I got her server, her computer server, Monday, so I have access to her old files now.
Good.
You know, yeah.
was she the former arborist? Okay.
Yes. I went out on a complaint tonight. That was what I did I got a complaint at 4:30. So I went out with the building commissioner to investigate a clear cutting complaint. It's actually my second one. The other one I have to, I got today too. I have to investigate that one, but it wasn't really clear cutting. It was said kind of some scrub cutting, but I am going to go back out there. They weren't there, so I'm going to go back out and discuss with them what the tree ordinance is. I've been working with Skylar to understand the tree ordinance. It's complicated.
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, so we will get a notice out for a revised, a follow-up meeting here to this on the 17th. And
Thank you.
they'll come out and we'll all get together, whoever can get together, and talk in a little more depth about this grant and other things.
Okay, and as much as I can get done before that, I will get to you.
Awesome.
That is
Okay.
terrific.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Thanks.
Bye,
Thanks,
guys.
Nicole.
Bye-bye.
Well, is she off?
Yeah.
Yes.
You can send her an email.
Right.
You know, that would be useful to keep her on the phone for the rest of the meeting, but.
Okay. And Secure Committee reports, Arborist report, of course, she's not here, but she gave us a pretty good amount of information there about all the issues working with the planning department and the maintenance plan. City park trees and city street trees will be something we'll discuss after she gets her feet on the ground a little better. That takes us to item 8, old business. Do we have any old business? Any old business? Hearing none. New business, and I see Laura has acceptable and undesirable tree list, an ordinance update, approval of reprographic invoice, Arborist memberships in International Society of Arborists, 135 in Society of Municipal Arborists, discussion of which type, professional versus municipal.
All of these are here at Nicole's request.
Okay, and she's not here to talk about it, so we will table this item. Do I have a motion to table these items let's add them to our 17th meeting?
Yes,
I saw that.
Okay,
I so move.
Is there a second? Okay, all those in favor? Aye. Okay, item 9 will be tabled until the 17th. Comments from board members. Laura, you're on. Comments, anything?
Well, we had fun Saturday. It was crazy busy for a
I'm so
while.
sorry I missed it. I really wanted to be there.
Thanks for doing that, Laura.
That was fun. I wouldn't
Sounds like
say,
it was a lot of work. A lot of work, and you gave away 300 seedlings. That's a great accomplishment.
It is a lot of work, and that was probably twice as many as we gave away at
Betsy
the
was
library
working on
last
the
year.
dog there.
So maybe there's a demand. There's a huge unmet demand there
There
in Michigan
is a
City
thing for
for
trees.
trees.
And
Yes.
we're finally getting the word out that we're here to help, so.
Did we get any publicity from the Beecher or the Michigan City newspaper?
I think we did in the newspaper, and I'm gonna swear because I didn't look at it. I don't think we made it. I could be confused.
Because I sent it to both of the press release to both of them, and I just wondered if they had picked it up.
Yeah,
did
I
not
picked up the Beecher, but I
Yeah, I
forgot to
don't
look
remember
for
seeing
that.
it in the picture, but
Have we done a press release, or should we do a press release about the hiring of Nicole? Well, we did put it out on our Facebook page. I
That is
think.
on our Facebook.
Yeah, so that's probably sufficient.
Probably more people see it.
okay.
Okay,
Anything else for him? Okay, Dennis, board member.
I did sort of a ad hoc discussion at the end, because I did finally make it to the gathering on Saturday. And the general consensus is that that's really an ideal location. It seemed to work out better than the library. And also, people really looking at already starting to make plans for next year at that location. Well, and also too, they were talking about how to be able to get people to present in such a way during the year so that they would then be eligible to be there for the next birthday Arbor Day. Because some people would not officially, and I'm trying to remember the group that really couldn't be there because they hadn't presented before, but trying to get more organizations like ourselves and others. And I'm going to be working on getting the Master Gardeners there as well.
Good, very good.
Everybody was delighted. There were 420 plus that showed
Wow.
Saturday, which is about 300 last year.
That's
So
great.
That is good.
Yeah, very good. Mr. Melowitz.
I do have a comment, and it has to do with this forestry, urban and community forestry grant, okay? And I've had some email correspondence with Nicole about this. I don't know a whole lot about this process, but I'm learning, and I'm hoping that I can come more up to speed as we work through this. But, I want to see, my goal is to see as much of this money as possible go toward the purchase and planting of trees. Green stuff in the ground, okay? And as little as possible going toward bureaucratic studies, inventories, that sort of thing, which is fine, and we do need some of that work done. But I don't want to see $200,000 going into an inventory that sits on a shelf and doesn't get doesn't get accomplished. Like the last inventory that was done in the city in year 2000 or so may have been up to
No,
that
that's
since
one in 2015 or 16.
Yeah,
Wasn't too
yes.
long ago, because NDOT funded it.
But it was, yeah.
Oh, there is, okay, I'm not party to that. The only one I've ever seen was the 2000 one. And nothing was done on it. It was just, there was no money for trees was the problem. And so,
Well, I think
that's just my intent in terms of putting my 2 cents into this process is to be sure that we maximize the trees in the ground. As you know, we're all pulling in the same direction on that, of
Well, it
course.
sounds like 500 trees a year for 4 years, that's 2,000 trees. And if I understood correctly, SCA is also going to be involved with watering these trees. Did you hear that?
Yes.
Yeah. So I think this is wonderful, and it sounds to me like her concept of the inventory is to help figure out where trees need to go. That's why they're not planting trees in year 1, they're waiting until year 2, when she gets the inventory done, so she'll know exactly where trees are needed.
Well, we know right now where trees are needed. Maybe not in a comprehensive,
No.
not in a comprehensive way.
I don't,
Really
I don't know that we do,
I
yeah.
don't think
And
so.
there's been a lot of trees recently that have been chopped down. I had 2
Yeah.
30-year-old trees chopped down in the front of my house. And someone was supposed to get back to me, and I posted on Facebook. I got a number of comments back, people saying, why are they cutting down all of the big old trees? So, no, there's the inventory of trees, there's also the inventory that needs to be made of what, in fact, we do have on the streets.
So you think it's a good idea to delay the actual planting of trees by an entire year?
No,
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 not what I'm
whatever
saying.
made you think that?
I
No,
thought
of course not.
Maybe I misheard then. I thought,
Well,
thought
not
more-
these trees.
Yeah.
I think these trees may wait, but we can still do community trees, and I think she's trying to get a hold of some.
okay, what you're saying is that under the grant, the trees that would be purchased and
Most of them,
obtained under the grant would not be planted until the second year,
most of them.
starting the second
Yeah,
year.
and that would be a good point for clarification. But because I think she's also, what she's writing, she's also going to include some money for trees, but I don't know how much.
Right.
So this is something we should find out.
Well, and also my understanding is that there are other resources to access trees
Oh, sure.
other than, through budget.
Well, there may be, but this is our big opportunity to get money for
Agreed.
trees.
Agreed.
Anyway, that's my concern about the process, and I will raise that further as we get into it.
When will you know if you can make the 17th? Because you've got so many questions, and I think it would be important for you to be there.
I thought we were going to be discussing that today, so
Okay. Well, I mean, it sounded like you didn't think you could make the 17th.
I'm not sure I can.
okay.
Yeah, okay.
But if you can't make it, we will have a phone call with you.
Yes,
Right.
Like we've done in
I
a
think that's
previous
going to be
meeting.
important.
yes.
So you can ask them questions. There was an inventory done in 2020, but it was only trees in the roadway right-of-ways. So we didn't, none of the parks were included, none of the,
Who did that inventory?
that was something that an LPA, which is local public agency contract with NDOT, and that's how I know about it. And
So that's the only other one we have other than the Davy tree inventory.
we got Davy Tree from 2003, and there was another one done in 2000, which is, I guess that was Davy Tree, that was a Davy Tree one. But they did an update in 2003, so they added some things, and I believe everybody has.
Okay, I have the
That.
2000 one, I don't know that I've seen the 2003 one.
Yeah, that was an update.
In any event, those are 20 years old, but
Right.
Yeah,
Over.
yeah.
I'm just really leery philosophically of letting money that go toward studies and inventories and processes without getting the trees in the ground, which is our end goal here. Okay, and I know we gotta have some of that,
Yes.
but I
Yeah.
want to be
Sometimes
cautious
the
about that.
only way we can get money is to show the trees we have and what we don't have and
Yeah.
where we can put them. And then we can get more grants and more trees to fill that. And that's basically why the foresters have been doing that for God knows how long, but there was a big empty time between 2000 and 2003 until 2020. So, and there were a lot of changes, I can tell you, in the 20 years, 23 years I've lived here between 2000 and
Right.
now.
Yeah.
A lot less trees in this community from what we had when I moved here.
Correct, and so.
I've been here 20 years, and
I'm
sure
sure
that's-
that too. It's-
Yeah.
I'm sure that's true. And so, I mean, I hate to let a year go by in the first year of the grant without getting any trees in the ground, because I know that this group could easily come up with a list of, well, where we could put 100 trees like that.
And we will have trees in the ground this year.
The community
Community tree and other ways, now that we're
But I
getting
think you should
funded.
definitely write an email to Nicole and express this concern,
Yeah,
because I think it's important.
And copy all of us.
yeah. And an absolutely essential part in regard to asking for money is to have a very solid, clear needs assessment that's done first. That you've got those facts, that, okay, this is where we were and this is where we are. And in a matter of 20 years, we've been tanking. So, and it doesn't have to take that much time, I agree. You don't wanna let it slip by, but you gotta say, well, the reason why we're asking for this much is these are the facts that we've accrued at this moment in time. And that 1 in 20,
Okay,
All right?
that's all I would say.
All right.
that 1 in 20, the assessment in 20 was just,
Have you seen it?
no, I don't have a copy of it, no, but, I mean, you were saying that it was really just the roadway.
No, the 2020 was the roadway. This was comprehensive back in 2000.
Okay, which is,
Yeah. And I think Dahlia has, I was just a member of the board when I got wind of the 2020 LPA contract that NDOT awarded for right-of-way trees.
right, yeah,
And I know Dahlia's got a copy of that. I have not seen it, I never printed it out. But this Davy tree one from 2000, I printed out when I first came on the board, so
yeah.
when I found that.
Well, in 2000, and it's practically, when it comes to vegetation.
Any tree that was 20 years old is now 40 years old, so.
Well, and I have two
If
30-year-old
it's still
trees.
there.
If it's still there.
Yeah, and I have two 30-year-old
It's a
trees that
basis,
no longer
right.
exist, so.
Yeah. And there's a lot of trees on Maple, just up Cool Spring where I live, that aren't there.
Yeah,
All the trees that were along the church are gone. 3 of the 4 trees along the parkway on my side are gone. The ash tree's gone, the 2 oaks are gone. I got 1 white oak left in the parkway, so.
So when was the best time to plant a tree? Yesterday, right?
Right.
yeah,
Let's not delay by a year in putting these things in the ground.
And we will get going, so, okay.
Yeah.
Plus we need some trees in Hedgewood too, I'm sure.
Okay, on my comments, what I'd like to do is just thank everybody, all the board members for your service. Thank you for helping get the tree giveaway done who were there. I apologize again for not being there. I wish my nephew had graduated at a better time, but hey, he could have graduated early, but no, he had to
Right,
stick
yeah.
to it for 4 years instead of
You'll
3
be there
years.
What are you thinking?
Yeah, he threw it on. So, all right, that brings us to public comment. Is there any public comment?
No.
Any public comment? Any public comment? Hearing none, do I have a move to adjourn this meeting, and we'll see you in a couple
I
weeks?
still adjourn.
Motion to, yeah.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
This meeting is now adjourned. Thank you, everyone.
even though you missed Saturday.